Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football. They're staring up at a 3rd and 9 to start it out.
Ready? Relax, look back behind you. He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
Working out of the gun, Winston. That is caught. It's Perriman. And he's got some space here. Rashad Perriman off to the races. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Rashad Perriman, 79 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase it.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go. Here we go. 1. 54, Mike. 54. Hey, Alpha. Watch 54.
2nd and 5. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
13. Here we go.
He'll look to throw. Into the hands of his tight end, Jeff Swain. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 22. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47.
Check 43.
On the run, it's Fournette. And an alley to run. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 10 more there and another first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. And they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He's got the hook up with Conley. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Great. Check 45 to Mike. Check.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is caught at the 8. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 11 more on that one and another first down.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Here we go. Right in. 54. Here we go. Shit.
They'll try and run forward with Fournette. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 8-yard line.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Here's 2nd and 8. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. D.D. Westbrook there to make the grab. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that makes the score 14-7. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. To throw is Winston. That one complete. Here's Andre Ellington. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. On 1st and 10, Winston. He's going to loft one deep left side. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, 45 yards, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Gay is on for the point after. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
We always hear from coaches how much they like to run crossing routes because they want to hit their receivers on the go, get them the ball, and keep them moving. How about when you hit a tight end that way? Okay, the receivers are going to run past you most of the time. The tight end, they can do their damage a different way, break a few tackles, and really scatter some people, can't they?
Back to throw here. And he completes it to Westbrook. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. He goes full extension, and he's got it. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 39. They'll drop to throw. And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. Another try after the first down sack. Foles, throw right side of the tight end O'Shaughnessy. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Nassib in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Winston. And this one's incomplete. The tight end, Cameron Brate, was the target. And it's second down. Well, Charles, if you think so far the early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, the first round, it was pretty defensively minded. But there were 3 quarterbacks taken. Kyler Murray first, Daniel Jones 6th, Dwayne Haskins 15th. Of those guys, they look pretty good.
I agree with you, Brandon. When you talk about those 3 quarterbacks, and you're right, the rest of the draft, we're talking about big linemen, right? We're talking about defensive players, not a lot of skill players in the first round. But let's take the quarterbacks very quickly. Kyler Murray, by acclamation, went to Arizona. Everyone excited about it. And I think his team remains excited about his prospects. They're eager to see him play. He became the starter as soon as he was drafted. Daniel Jones, that was a different situation in New York. The fans weren't real excited about him coming in, but the reason they drafted him has a similar demeanor and talent to Eli Manning, and he's acquitting himself quite nicely in the early going. And Dwayne Haskins a little more up and down in Washington, but they love the big arm of this guy, and he's back at home. Remember, he grew up in Potomac, Maryland.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end, and look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Calais Campbell on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's third down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Switch it.
On third down, Winston. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Sacked by Yannick Ngakoue, the former Maryland Terp. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And we will remain tied here in this third quarter.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Now Foles off the play fake to Fournette. And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down. Levante David making his presence felt in the backfield. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you close.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Noah Spence, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up fourth down. Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. Barber on first and 10. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Back now in Jacksonville. All even as we get ready to start the fourth.
Ready. Blue ready.
They'll stay on the ground with Barber, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Second and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
First down, Winston. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
36, 36. Green, triple team. Switch. Alert 3. Alert 3. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
A second down throw for Winston. That's caught. It's Peyton Barber. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Check three, check three, check three. Here we go.
Andre Ellington, his first carry. Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. To throw, Winston. This goes to Barber, the running back. Touchdown, Tampa Bay! 3 touchdown passes now in the ball game for Jameis Winston. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this fourth quarter. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. This is taken near the 13. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Jaguars take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Foles. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. A little bit of a backbreaker right there. You're down close, 1-score game, trying to push the ball down the field and score, and you throw a pick 6.
And sometimes you take a little bit of a gamble when you're making your throws, right? Sometimes you press it a little bit more than maybe you wanted to because you want that score so badly. In this case, it cost them.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Foles. Open man is Westbrook, complete. The 20, 10, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. D.D. Westbrook, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are back within a single score. So that's a really big play here in the fourth quarter, and don't look now, they're right back in this game.
Did it feel to you, as it did to me, that maybe they were a little bit soft in what they were lining up with on defense? Almost like they were protecting the lead rather than trying to make a play.
And now that lead is down to just 1 score. So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the Coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Winston leaves it with Barber on the draw. And this looks a lot like the last play. Behind the line of scrimmage, he's tackled for the 2nd straight go-around. Great job by this Jacksonville D. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Let's go.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And that's complete. It's Ellington. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. A big one there. That gives him a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive.
It's caught inside the 25. And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. So look at this. They'll go for a field goal now to get within a score. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. So look at this. They'll go for a field goal now to get within a score. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. Oh, this ball hangs out to the right. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one, an absolute backbreaker. A chance to get back within a score. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, that one went begging, as they say, right? There's the opportunity, and it was missed. But all hope's not lost just yet. But, boy, getting back within 1 score would have been a powerful motivator for their defense to take the field with.
Now it's Barber. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
He's checking. Crash.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.
Ready. Black 45 behind. I'm coming.
Winston goes ahead, takes the knee, and that should be all she wrote. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Jacksonville.